Hey everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba, and today for you guys, I'm going to be profiling for you my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. This is one of my favorite decks of all time, and I hope you guys all enjoy this deck. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see an update of this deck for quite some time. Before I get into the video, guys, I just want to mention quickly that this is before the new, I'm doing this deck profile before the new Blue Eyes support comes out. As many of you guys probably know watching this video, Blue Eyes is getting a whole bunch of new support that should be coming out probably for us in the TCG between, I guess you could say, late April, early May. And pretty much when that new support comes out, it's going to completely change the way this deck functions and plays. But without further ado, guys, I'll get into this deck profile. Like I say, saying at the beginning of every deck profile I do of Blue Eyes White Dragon, do please keep in mind that the main focus of this deck is Blue Eyes White Dragon himself. That is the main focus of this deck. It revolves around Blue Eyes White Dragon and getting Blue Eyes White Dragon out on the field, using it for synchros, exceeds, and generally just having a 3000 beat stick on the field to just pummel your opponent into submission, which is very fun. But 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, that's where we run that card. Amazing card. I've had these since I originally began the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! All those years ago, back when I bought my Seto Kaiba structure decks with my brother, who brought Dark Magician structure decks, and that was from Toys R Us back in the day. I've had these cards for over 10 years. These are pretty much the 3 cards that got me into the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next, I run 3 Blue Eyes White Maiden. Staple in the deck, very good card overall. I really love her. I like trying to trigger her effect on my turn, because anytime that my opponent triggers her effect to get Blue Eyes White Dragon out on the field, they usually have an out to the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So that's why I like using things like Wonder-Wand, Bright Star Dragon as of right now, Moon Mirror Shield, things of this nature. But 3 Blue Eyes White Maiden, or Maiden with the Eyes of Blue, excuse me. Then I run 2 Bright Star Dragon. This card just has a lot of upside. I don't know if I'm going to run it in the new Blue Eyes when the new Blue Eyes support comes out, but it's a very good card. First off, it's a generic beat stick because it has 1900 attack. Second off, it is a light attribute, so it can be used with Honest. Third off, it helps target Maiden. Fourth off, it pretty much helps make Synchro and Exceeds plays when you have it just sitting on the board, chilling. But pretty much, if you have a Maiden out in the field already, you go, Maiden's on the field, they didn't target it, whatever. Then on your turn, you go, normal summon the Bright Star Dragon, target the Blue Eyes White Maiden. Maiden gains 2 additional levels, so now she is a level 3 tuner, so do keep that in mind. And then you bring out the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So you can go for Synchro plays still, but you just can't go for your Azure Eyes, which is fine. But that's one way of triggering your Maiden off, plus it has a lot of upsides. But that's where you run Bright Star Dragon. Really, really comes in handy, guys. Then I run, for you guys, I run 2 Heretic Dragon of Tefnuit. This card's really, really versatile in the deck. It's pretty much like Cyber Dragon for the deck. Granted, I don't want a bigger Heretic engine, but let me tell you some of the cool plays you can do with this deck. So pretty much I can go Special Summon, okay? And then if I have, say, a White Stone of Legend, I can go pretty much Special, Normal, go for a level 7 Synchro play here, go for Black Rose, the Nuke the Field, go for Clearing Synchro Dragon, Moonlight Dragon, whatever that fits your fancy pretty much with these 2 cards. Plus I get a search off for Blue Eyes when Blue Eyes White Stone of Legend goes to the graveyard, so that's one thing. Also, you can use it with Delta Flyer. That helps you go for different Synchro plays as well. But pretty much you can go Tefnuit, Special Summon, Normal Summon the Delta Flyer, go for a Synchro play that way. Really, really nice to do. And I really like these combo plays because it help go for very powerful, Synchro plays that really can come in handy. So I definitely like the Delta Flyer. It really comes in handy for that aspect. There are other ways you can use Delta Flyer, but those are the main ways I use it. There are other ways I have used it before with his effect, but really comes in handy. Tefnuit does. Also, it comes in handy with Red MD for setting up combo plays. So pretty much you special summon the Tefnuit, then you can banish it, then bring out Red MD, use Red MD's effect, bring something else back, maybe a Blue Eyes, then normal summon a Delta Flyer or something else, or a White Stone of Legend, or a Maiden, go for a Synchro play. It just helps create combo plays. So I definitely like Tefnuit because it's pretty much an enabler for the deck for going for powerful plays. I do run Heretic Seal of Confiscation just to search it out. I don't need 3 of them. I just prefer 2, and Confiscation helps thin out the deck just in general. So 2 Tefnuit. Then I run 2 White Stone of Legend, which I already talked about. A lot of people like running 3 White Stone of Legend. You can use White Stone of Legend in a lot of different ways in this deck. I can't wait for the upgraded version of this card coming out in the next set or 2, I think it is, with the new Blue Eye support. But pretty much you can go with this card, make it for Azure Eyes. You can also use it for, you know, going for level 5 Synchro plays, 7s with Tefnuit. It all depends, and get searches for Blue Eyes. But one of the other ways I like using this card is with Dragon Shrine. I'll pretty much talk about Dragon Shrine right now. It's a really cool card that you can use some really powerful combo plays in the deck. So pretty much what you can do with Dragon Shrine is you can go Dragon Shrine, activate Dragon Shrine, send a Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard, alright? Because you send a normal, you can send another dragon. You send the White Stone of Legend, add Blue Eyes White Dragon to your hand. If you have Trade-In in hand, you pretty much can go discard the Blue Eyes White Dragon and draw 2 cards. All that is off of 2 cards, Trade-In and Dragon Shrine. Really powerful combo because you're thinning your deck out generically by 3 cards, okay? So I thinned it out from 2 dead draws, because if you get Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, it's pretty much a dead draw unless you have a Trade-In or you have Red MD out on the board. So you're thinning your deck out by 2 dead draws, sending the Blue Eyes White Dragon out the graveyard, because you really White Stone of Legend to the graveyard because you only need 1 really. And I've drawn 2 cards deeper into my deck by 2 cards deeper into my deck by activating the Trade-In. Very powerful play. It's one of the main bread and butter plays of the deck. I really enjoy it, and that's all because of 1 card here. Also with the Dragon Shrine, I'll quickly mention you can also send Keeper of the Shrine to the graveyard as well. So pretty much what I can do is activate Dragon Shrine, send a Blue Eyes to the graveyard, and then maybe send a Keeper of the Shrine to the graveyard. And Keeper of the Shrine is a very good card. So you can go Dragon Shrine, send the Blue Eyes, send Keeper of the Shrine. And Keeper of the Shrine's engraved. He can keep coming back if your dragons get destroyed. Helps you go for Exceed plays and Synchro plays and a whole bunch of versatile plays as well. So that is why we run the Dragon Shrine. I know that's in the spell section, but I just want to talk about that card because we're talking about White Stone of Legend here. But that's why we run White Stone of Legend. Helps you thin your deck out, do a whole bunch of different things. A lot of people, like I said, like running 3 of it. I prefer 2. Never wanted 3 in my life. Next, I run 2 Delta Flyer. Like I already talked about this card already. Helps you go for Synchro plays, and it's just a very versatile card in general for going for powerful monsters in your extra deck. So I do like it. Then I run 2 Honest in the deck. 1, 2. You have a slew and a plethora of monsters in your main deck. Your Blue Eyes, your Bright Star Dragon, and a whole bunch of other cards that are light attribute. Not to mention that a whole slew of your extra deck is light attribute as well. So you pretty much have so many targets for Honest. And some things that I've done before is go Soul Charge, bring a couple monsters back, bring back the Honest, bounce back the Honest to my hand, and now they have to deal with the Honest. Granted, I'm telegraphing to my opponent I do have Honest, but it's a play they're going to have to get around. They'll be like, oh boy, I got to get around that light attribute monster because that's going to be a problem because he's got Honest in the hand now. And they're going to have to do plays and things to get around it. So it makes them not use their resources wisely to some extent, I find. But the 2 Honest, it's really good in the deck. You have so many ways to get it go off that I do like it. So 2 Honest in the deck is definitely a staple as of right now. Then I run for my 1-ofs, the 1 Red MD and the 1 Keeper of the Shrine. Like I already mentioned with Keeper of the Shrine, it's a very versatile card. It's a very great card. Some people may want to run it as a 2-of. I prefer just 1. It's easy to descend to the grave through Dragon Shrine. Red MD, it's such a good card. I wish it was at more than 1, but I understand why it's at 1 because it's such a powerful card. But it really helps precipitate very powerful boards and powerful plays. Or combo plays, that is, I guess you could say. Then, for your other spells, we run 3 Silver's Cry. Some people prefer 2 Silver's Cry. I prefer 3. It's never really a dead draw for me because it's a quick play spell. So I can set it in the back row. If they try to MST with Twin Twister or whatever, you flip it up and Reborn of Blue Eyes, and they pretty much wasted a card. Really, really good card, I find. Then I run 3 Trade-In. Oh, oops, excuse me. Where's my other trade-in at? Oh boy, I think he got stuck somewhere. But we run 3 trade-in in the deck, guys. Granted, I will admit that you may think to yourself, oh, 3 trade-in is really dead in the deck. But personally, I never find that 3 trade-in is ever dead in the deck. Granted, we only have 3 targets for the trade-in, but it's such a good card in the deck. It helps you get out of your dead, clunky hands, draw deeper into your deck, and it's so easy to thin out your deck using Dragon Shrine and then set the card plays up like I showed you earlier for trade-in. It's amazing. Definitely in the new Blue Eyes cards, when they come out, trade-in will be a staple as a 3 of, I feel like. But even right now, I really like the card and enjoy the card as a 3 of. Some people like running 2. I prefer 3. But yeah, that's just me. Then I run 2 Dragon Shrine. Like I said earlier, I talked about all the combo plays you can do with Dragon Shrine earlier in the video. I hope you understood all those, but it's a really good card. Helps thin out your deck, set up for plays in your graveyard, pretty much sets your graveyard up as your second hand, so you can use things like Soul Charge for power plays, or Red MD, or Silver's Cry for Synchros and Exceeds plays, and whatever. Helps thin your deck out and get to the other cards you want to. So, 2 Dragon Shrine. Next, I run 2 Forbidden Lance. You could run Twin Twister with Bosch coming out soon, or MST if you prefer, but Twin Twister really never fits my fancy in this deck. Forbidden Lance has always felt more better in the deck because the fact of the matter is it can be used on the offensive and defensive to prevent from opponents, running over your stuff or whatever. It can be used for protection on the offensive because if you have a big Synchro card out, or you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon out in the field and you don't want to get destroyed, or some other powerful monster that you've Synchro summoned or Exceed summoned for, it can protect itself with Forbidden Lance. And also for another purpose of Forbidden Lance in the deck is it's another way of actually targeting Maiden, which I've done actually a lot of times. If my hand's really clunky, I just target the Maiden, I go off, and sayonara to everybody else out there because it just helps you go off. So it serves a lot of versatile purposes in the deck, which I really enjoy. Next, I run 2 Moon Mirror Shields. A lot of people out there want Wonderwan, and I'm one of the guys that pretty much has been wanting Wonderwan in his Blue Eyes White Dragon deck since the day Maiden came out. But for this deck profile, I decided to go with Moon Mirror Shield. Probably when the new Blue Eyes support comes out, I'll switch back over to Wonderwan. But as of right now, I'm just running Moon Mirror Shield. It's a very good card. I would definitely highly suggest you try it out. And with the new Blue Eyes support coming out, I would say you can decide either running Moon Mirror Shield or Wonderwan, or decide not to run either because a lot of the new tuners can target, maidens and your priestesses and things of that nature to go off. So that's up to you to decide. But for right now, I'm just playing with 2 Moon Mirror Shield. Then I run 1 Arrowhead Seal of Confiscation, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Regeki, 1 Soul Charge, 1 1-for-1, and 1 Book of Moon. Alright, so let's go all over these 1 of spells. 1-for-1. Pretty much helps you get Maiden out on the field, so you can target her better and quicker. Also can help you get White Stone of Legend out in the field if you want to go for a Synchro play. Soul Charge can help set up unbreakable boards. Regeki clears your field so you can OTK your opponent. Instant Fusion helps you go for Nodin to make maybe smaller Synchro plays or very powerful Synchro plays. Heretic Seal of Confiscation pretty much acts like terraforming in the deck, I guess you could say, for searching out your Tefnuit. So you can go for your plays that I described earlier. You definitely don't want to run 3 Tefnuit or 2 Seal of Confiscation. It's not an integral part of the deck, but it does help the deck out at the end of the day. Book of Moon, it's good on the offensive and defensive for this deck, and I really enjoy the card a lot. Then we run for our traps. We don't run a lot of traps anymore, but we run 2 Fiendish Chain to stop monster effects. You can run Breakthrough Skill, but I prefer the Fiendish Chain because sometimes they try to do something with your Maiden after they've targeted it, and you're like, no, Fiendish Chain that. No, you're not going down that route. Then we run the 1 Solemn Warning and the 1 Bottomless Trap Hole. You could run some more traps. I definitely wouldn't run Mirror Force in the deck or Storming Mirror Force or anything of that nature. Mainly because this deck is more geared to an offensive deck. It's a dragon deck. I've never liked running Mirror Force in any dragon deck, really, because this deck is more of an offensive. You go off and you just push your Blue Eyes down your opponent's throat. That's pretty much what this deck does. Now let's go on, guys, to the extra deck. So give me 1 second, please. So for the extra deck, guys, we run our 2 Azure Eyes. Great card. I'm so glad they made this card back in the day. I love the card to death. I just really love the card. But yes, great powerful card. Helps you set up boards. Helps you bring Blue Eyes back from grave. You all should now know what Azure Eyes does. Really good card. Then for your other Synchro monsters, we run 1 Star Eater, 1 Leo of the Keeper of the Sacred Trees. These are pretty much your 2 big level Synchro monsters that you can go for. Leo is very easy to bring out. Star Eater is very easy to bring out. Star Eater is also a light attribute, so honest, which can be crazy. But yeah, I run these 2 guys right here. Then we run 1 Stardust Dragon. Stardust Spark Dragon, excuse me. This is another way of targeting your Blue Eyes White Maiden if you didn't know. So you can go for Stardust Spark Dragon, target your Maiden by his effect, get a Blue Eyes out in the field, and go for an Azure Eyes right there and then. Very good, powerful card. Also a light attribute, can be used with Honest. Then I won 1 Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Very good card, Scarlight Dragon Archfiend is. Then we run 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Very good card for your level 7s. 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Really good card. And then for your last Synchro monster, we run 1 Armadeides Keeper of the Boundaries. You could either run this card or Catastrophe, but I run him because I run Honest in the deck, and he's a light attribute. Hey, just go the Honest if they try to do something. Really comes in handy. So that was all the other Synchros you run. Your 5s, your 7s right here, and your 8. And then your other 8 is over here. And then you run your 10 and your 11 and your 9 for your servers, Azure Eyes. Azure Eyes. Then for your rank 4 plays, I run just 2. Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon and 101. You could run 101 with Castell, which is 101. I've been using 101 a lot more than Castell as of lately. But you could go either or. And then Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, you don't go into rank 4 plays that much, except with Keeper of the Shrine and Bright Star Dragon. Those are the only times you're going to rank 4. So you do go into them, but you don't go into them a lot. So I do like the 2 just for if they're there and I need them. Then for your level 8 Synchro plays, we do run a lot. We run a couple. We run Divine Dragon Knight Felgrant and number, is it 82, excuse me. Divine Dragon Knight Felgrant and number 82 Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. And then we run the 1 Dark Matter Dragon because that can just win you freaking games. And I love the card to death. But those are all you run for the level 8s. You can run different ones. Heliopolis the Sun Dragon Overlord is a card you could run if you wanted to. Twin Burst Dragon you could run. Also for fun, not in the main deck really, but for fun, that is, I have played with Legendary Dragon of White just because I have the card, and it has won me about, I think, 2 games before in the history of having this card. But it's a really fun card that you want to play if you're playing with your buddies, but you can't play with it in a tournament. But for fun, yeah, you can play it. So it's really cool to play with that card in the main deck. And then your last card I run is 1 Nodin, Elder Entity Nodin or Norden, because you can use it for Exceeds plays, to go in for 101 Dark Rebellion, Synchro plays for Armadeides, and maybe other things. So there's a bunch of different things you can do. It goes for level 7 Synchros mainly. But yes, that is the main deck right there, guys. Dark Rebellion. You just have all these guys right here. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. I know it was very lengthy and I probably just talked a lot about it, but that's because I've been playing this deck for a long time. I was even playing it before we had Maiden with the Eyes of Blue. Back when we had, I was running things like Burst Stream of Destruction and whatnot. But yes, it's a very fun deck to play. I really enjoy playing with it. I look forward to the new Blue Eyes White Dragon support that's going to make this deck so much more fun to play. I don't think it will be top of the meta, but I think it will be a very fun, casual deck to play with my buddies. And I'm just happy Blue Eyes are getting some love now. Now just give Dark Magician some love, and I think I'll be all happy and warm inside and be really happy. But yes, this is my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. And till next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. And I'll see you guys next time. Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here, guys, till next time. And good luck dueling to all of you. Take care, everybody.